Hey. Okay. So, we all know that I am a Mark Twain fan. Well, as it turns out, one of I think his only horror story is connected to events that actually happened. So we're going to talk about it. Fitting in with the Halloween theme, I promise. But yeah, he wrote a ghost story. That's the title of it, a ghost story. And the funny thing is that I was double checking to make sure that it was about the actual events that I'm going to talk about. And a couple of the blogs that I looked at, they were like, oh, yeah, Mark Twain, he is known for his humor and satire, and this is a darker twist. And I'm like, no, this is satire. This is pure satire, as you will see. So, a ghost story, because I don't think I can find it. If I can find like a PDF or something, I will put it in the description. If not, then of course there won't be a link. But the bare bones of it is that a gentleman goes to his New York hotel and he ends up being haunted by the Cardiff Giant. Cardiff Giant, even now, is one of the most famous hoaxes in American history. I will make sure to put a link in the description for those of you that have never heard of this. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, because everything about it is so damn convenient. I mean, it's great. So, a tobacconist in New York. His name is George Hall. And he decides that he's gonna do this scam. He's not doing too well on his farm. And so next thing you know, there's his workers are out there working and they dig up this petrified body. What? And it's unusual because it's so big. It's a giant. And of course the newspapers are there and everything. P.T. Barnum swoops in and makes a cast of the body and everything. The original is still on display, I believe, in Cooperstown. Let me see. Cooperstown. I'm sorry. Cooperstown, New York. So, this farmer, understand, he set this up. Okay, but you have all these newspapers and everything. P.T. Barnum has made a cast of it, and he's going all over creation with this, sideshow event. It's the Cardiff Giant and everything. Well, then it quickly falls apart because this farmer starts charging people to go in and see. He set up a tent. I mean, it's almost like suddenly turns around and starts charging people to go in and see this petrified body. And yeah, he immediately has them. I mean, he's charging way too much for them to go in and see this petrified body. Well, then scientists start to look at the body and realize that it's completely fake. It's not real. And and then come to find out that this farmer is a friend to P.T. Barnum. This guy needed money, and P.T. Barnum, for some reason or another, needed a new sideshow. It was just so. Oh yeah, scandal of the century. And so yeah, it was a satire jab on Mark Twain's part. I mean, and it is a little darker for his than some of his other stories. I mean, we're used to stuff like Kid and King Arthur's Court, a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, which Kid and King Arthur's Court is based off of, but but again, it's the goofy aspect, the idea of modern into those types, and even Tom Sawyer with the kid perspective, and just kids being kids, and all of that sort of stuff, and and even titles like Puddinhead, and everything. So so it is a darker twist to it. This guy being haunted by the Cardiff Giant, but at the same time, he's making fun of something that was a scam. So the story is a scary one. They're not lying. It is darker, but at the same time, Mark Twain was making fun of something that was going on at the time. So, if you've never heard of the Cardiff Giant scandal, I highly recommend you read. I'll make sure to put a link in the description. I mean, it was, yeah. They didn't plan it very well. And apparently the original is Cooperstown, New York. You can still see it. I don't know where. Let's see, the Farmers Museum. So it's there. And so so yeah, I believe that is Mark Twain's only horror story. Actually, no, I think there's another one, but that's for another time. So anyway, his ghost story, where it talks about a guy being haunted in his hotel, is based off of something, the biggest hoax ever in American history.